So in this video, I'm going to be going over how I made my track House Party. If you're one of the 134 people on Spotify or 13 people on YouTube that have heard it, you can skip forward a little bit, but here's a little preview of what the track sounds like.
It's a house party.
Before we get into it, I've got to get you guys to a couple of things. Firstly, hit that subscribe button, then give the video a like, and let me know in the comments what sort of content you want to see next. I'll be sure to get around to as many of those suggestions as possible. Without further ado, let's get into it. First thing I'm going to go over is the drums. They're actually pretty simple, there's not much to them, but I think they've got a good groove and fit the track really well. So this is what the drums sound like. Pretty simple, not much to them, but they fit the track really well and they didn't really need to be much more than that. Main thing I'll go over is these perks here, which add a nice little bit of swing. All these are, they're just this one and this one. So as you can see, they don't fit exactly on the grid. And all that is this swing feature over here. You come over here and I've already got some loaded up, but if you click this little button here and come down into swing, choose any one of those and so you can see how they change that there. And that's something I like to do, just add a little bit of extra flavor to the track. Next, I'll go down to the main elements of the drop. Main elements of this are basically just the bass and the lead. So this is the bass. And like, again, really simple. This was made in Serum. Don't actually have the patch for it. I bounced everything down to audio to just get the project to run better because there was a lot of processing and everything, and Serum takes up a lot of CPU. But yeah, pretty simple, just a really heavy sidechain on it. Same thing with the sub, really heavy sidechain, made in Serum. Again, bounced down to audio just to save some CPU, and I don't have that patch. And the next thing is the lead. This is another one, again made in Serum. It was actually a preset. I think the preset's called something bounce, I can't remember, but it's a preset that just comes with Serum. It's just got a lot of processing on it. There was a lot of processing before I bounced it down to audio, and then bounced down to audio again because one, to save CPU again because it was a Serum patch, and also when you bounce down to audio you can get some slightly different sounds. To be honest, I'm not sure why that is, but it works quite well. Alright, so first, this is what it was without the processing, or without the processing on just the audio. You can see it sounds like the sound's okay, but you can tell it just would not sit nice in the track. So we've just got an EQ just to cut all the lows. Then an EQ3. Doesn't make much of a difference just by itself, but when you add it on top of all the other processing, it does make a fairly big difference. We've got an overdrive. Then an OTT. Another overdrive. A compressor. And then another compressor sidechaining. You can see that sidechain is quite a heavy sidechain, and it makes the lead sit in the track a lot nicer. And then another EQ just boosting a few frequencies that I wanted boosted. And this is what you get. So you can see just with that and the drums and bass, this is what we had. So you can see that's okay, but it's missing a lot of flavor and it sounds a little bit boring. One of the things I did to spice this track up a bit was I used a fair few dubstep noises. And they really help actually just spice the track up and fill in a lot of those gaps. And all these are just, they're just out of Vengeance packs, which I just pitched up or down to fit the track. And so you can see they really help fill the track up and make it a lot more interesting. That's actually something I learned from Brooks. He uses a lot of dubstep noises along with his basses and everything, and it really helps add a bit of flavor to your track. And that's basically all the drop is. The only other things in here are some vocals, just some like vocal shouts and chants and whatnot. You got this. And then the house party vocal. It's a house party. A few effects, like an impact, a white noise riser, and that's basically it. So this is what we had with the drop. Now onto the breakdown. The breakdown was actually really simple. There's really not a lot of elements to it. It's basically a really simple lead and a respace with some vocals with a lot of delay on it. So the first thing that comes in is these strings. Just rising up. And then we had this choir. And that's literally just out of a choir sample pack that I have. And then we've just got, crowd noise, impacts, and white noise. And then vocals with just a lot of delay on them. You can see here it's just reverb, delay, and a compressor. And then as it builds up, we've got a respace which came out of Mysteria pack. I was going to change this, but I didn't end up being able to make anything that I liked, and this just fits so well in the track. I just changed the pitch on that to suit the pitch of this track. And then I added a top melody onto the strings. And then this lead comes in. And this lead's basically just playing the same sort of melody as what the drop is. Then I've got some drums that come in. It's basically just some hi-hats and claps. Another big thing that really helped move this track along was these sirens, which I actually got out of a Jonas Aiden sample pack. And it's just got an EQ, reverb, delay, and some compression on it. So this is what you get from the breakdown. Which then leads into a build-up. We've got the respace, which is filtering out from the breakdown. We've got the strings again, which just filter out from the breakdown. The choir doing the same thing. Then we've got the lead, the main lead, which is in the drop. Just got a lot more frequencies cut out. You can see with this EQ, as we come further up, it's just filtering out more and more frequencies. Then we've got two lots of snares. We've got the first one. And then the second one, which is just a rolling snare the whole way up. Then as they come up further, they just rise. So this is what they sound like together. And then we've got a riser. So this riser was made in a plugin I've got called Siren. So this is all that Siren is. Really simple plugin. You just flick through the modes. get a few different sounds, muck around with all the knobs that it's got, and the sounds you can get from it, really, they're not great for making leads or anything, but they work. It works really well to make risers. So this is what that riser sounds like. And that's basically it for the build up. It's just got some effects, like some impacts and some white noise risers and whatnot. That's basically the whole build up. And then we go into the second drop, which is basically the same, just with the lead changed up a little bit. Just the melody in the first half changed up a little bit, which is this. So that was a quick rundown on how I made my track House Party. If you guys like this sort of content and you want to see how I make all my tracks, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. So I've got so much more of this content coming. From now on, I'm going to be trying to release one new song every week for the rest of the year. So every week I've got new videos coming on how I make all those tracks. So make sure you smash that subscribe button, give the videos a like, and let me know in the comments what sort of stuff you want to see next. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.